Hi, guys. Today is Monday, July 10th. You're probably not going to see this until Monday, July 17th, but this message is really, really heavy on my heart right now, and I have to get it out today. The message today is brought to you by one of you. One of you approached me last week and said you had a great topic for this week's video, or for today's video, the next video I did. And it was a great topic. It is a great topic. It's saying no. Saying no is a wonderful thing. Saying no is very liberating and freeing, and it's very effective in many situations. Sometimes saying no is a very healthy thing to say. Sometimes saying no is a very safe thing to say. Sometimes saying no is one of the most difficult things to say in the entire world. I struggle with that, and you guys know that I struggle with that because every time, right? Mr. Ryan, can you do that, Mr. Ryan? Yes. I just keep taking it on. My boss, Judge Allen, would probably agree with the fact that I am terrible at saying no. It's a major, major challenge of mine because, I want to be there for everybody, and I want to make everybody's life easier, and I want to do all the things all the time, but you can't. Saying no in you guys' life is increasingly difficult because, you're in a time where you're trying to figure out your identity with others. You're trying to be accepted and loved and form your world and your circle. And so saying no could put you in a bad spot, right? Saying no could put you outside that circle or put you in isolation, or have people talk about you or have people post things about you. Social media is a influence that we didn't have in my day, and I can't imagine how difficult it is for you guys to say no in some of those situations because of it, because there's no escape from it. Saying no is a huge and a wonderful skill. There's no question. But what happens when you can't say no? What happens when you're in a situation and you just don't have the strength to say no? About 15 years ago, I met a mother of a little boy who I became involved with because I was investigating a situation of neglect due to that mother's drug habit and her ability to take care of her young son. She was a beautiful soul and a wonderful mother and one of the most honest people I've ever met in my life. And she let me know she wanted to say no. She wanted to resist the things that were tearing her down and that could potentially separate her from her son and anybody else that she loved, for that matter. The things that kept putting her in jail. She wanted to say no to all of that. She really did. But addiction is very, very strong, and it's very real. And unfortunately, it takes people to a point where they don't have the ability, the power, the strength to say no. So what happens? What happens if you find yourself in that position? I ended up having to remove her son and terminate her parental rights. And after that, she and I hugged in the courtroom. We knew we did everything we could, but we knew the addiction was too strong. And her son was better off in a more stable situation. For the past 15 years, I've been maintaining contact with her and sharing through her journey in recovery and sobriety and relapse and all of the ups and downs that come along with that. And this weekend, last weekend, was her final chance to say no. And she couldn't. And it took her life. She couldn't say no. About 2 months before that, this was our last text conversation, her and I. And we were celebrating 6 months of sobriety, which we often did. She'd also reach out when she relapsed, and we'd talk through that. She was strong. but she couldn't say no. So what should she have done? What do I hope that you do when you can't say no? I hope that when you can't say no, you at least say help. I hope that when you don't have the strength to say no, to please reach out to somebody and tell them, I need your help. There's no shame in that. There's no embarrassment. None of that. I need for you guys to hear this, because I don't want to have one of these last conversations with one of you. Saying no is a difficult thing, but when we can't and we don't ask for help, sometimes it can cost us. Sometimes it can cost us everything. And that did for my friend. And I know some of you are exposed to substance abuse and alcohol. Some of you have experimented and abused substances and alcohol. I get it. I grew up with an addict. Addiction stole my childhood from me. Addiction stole my opportunity to have a father. Addiction just robbed me of a very dear friend and somebody who I admired for their fight. I don't want addiction, and I don't want the ability or the inability to say no to rob me of one of you, to rob this world of one of you, because that's not the way that life should have ended, and that's not the way your life should go. There's help all around you. All you have to do is ask. You guys know my story. And you know I've talked about it often, that had I asked for help, had I not been so embarrassed or ashamed or worried about what would happen if I were honest about what was going on in my life and the fact that I was sleeping outdoors or in a pole barn or in my car, had I not worried about that and asked for help, I might not have been homeless for 6 years. I wish I would have learned to ask for help. I hope that you learn to ask for help. Saying no, I understand, might not always be an option. But in those moments, do the strongest thing that you can do and ask for help. Don't be me. Don't be my friend. Don't think that you can get through it alone and potentially have it cost your life. I don't really know how to end this, and usually it's on a good note, you guys, but I'm just going to say I refuse to have one of these conversations, these last conversations with you all. That's not the way your life's supposed to go. Please listen to what this message is saying, to what my friend went through, and likely what some people that you know are going through. It's not worth it. Ask for help. It's there. Take advantage. I hope that you do, guys. I hope that you're stronger than me. I hope that you're stronger than my friend, and you reach out when you need it. Take care.